That was bad. I know. You want to progress? Me too. I have just the pilot and he is coming over to practice now. 3-time Utopia champ. AyyyKayyy.
Go!
What's up?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Thanks for coming over.
Yeah, absolutely. Excited to be here.
What type of quad are you flying?
Oh, I'm flying the Hummingbird. Always flying the Hummingbird.
What got you into racing and how did you progress?
Oh man, I had a buddy that was in FPV and I had the toy drones and he kept telling me I needed to try FPV and I didn't listen to him, and eventually he forced me to try it once with the goggles and I did, and ever since then it clicked, fell in love, and I just kept grinding. And honestly, for progression, like anything, you got to keep practicing. I practice all the time, probably 3-4 times a week with a different track at my house, and just always pushing myself to new limits.
Do you have a favorite race to fly in?
There's a couple, honestly. I really enjoy, obviously, Whooptopia is a big race that I'm always going to fly in and continue to progress in. I really enjoy the museum race at the Air Force Museum out in Dayton, Ohio. And then, of course, very popular at AyyyKayyy every year, hosted by Multi-GP, the after party in the tent is the Tiny Whoop race tent. So yeah, always excited for those events.
You want to fly?
Do I want to fly? Of course I want to fly.
Let's fly.
Let's do it. Alrighty, so after we take off, one thing I always try to tell a lot of new pilots when you're first starting off is take things real slow and make sure you know the track. It's going to be one of the first things you want to do. A lot of pilots know that they're faster, but you don't want to fly your fastest right away. You want to be able to learn the track and find out what line to go through. A lot of pilots want to just go as fast as they can and get through the gates. I do the opposite. I'll start off real slow so I can find out where I need to pre-turn, find the line on the track, and then that allows you to start progressing. So here we're just doing the first lap real slow, and then we'll just slowly pick up the pace. We're trying to keep it on a consistent, smooth basis the whole time. Not a lot of jagged moving, really smooth the whole time so it all makes sense. A lot of pilots like to just be perfectly straight through gates, and that's not always the way to do it. Like these gates right there, I'm going through sideways because it makes sense as we're doing a full 360 around them. So you gotta it's a big psychological thing too, knowing that you may have to go through a gate sideways, but instinct tell you to go through it perfectly straight. So learning that characteristics of the flight and figuring out how the whoop actually floats in the air and drifts. See, again, sideways through here, so we'll just spin around here a few times. See, I'm going through the gates completely sideways, but that's going to allow me to be lined up for the next section perfectly. Same with here. So we'll come back to this section. You come in, you're already turning when you're into this gate, so that way you're already turning. See, I'm sideways through both of those. Now this is obviously a straight shot, but I'm turning out right, so I want to be sideways through that last gate. So I'm already turning as I do my underovers here as well. So the idea is to really just try and find your line. I know that obviously we want to keep going through the gates as straight as possible, which is not a bad thing, but over time you're going to need to find that line, especially when you get quicker. You're going to be going through some gates sideways pretty often. So, and then we'll try to get a little bit of faster lap here, as now that we know the track a little bit.